How's it going, everybody? So we have a fun review today as we're talking Twisters. As someone that grew up in the 90s, I do have some level of nostalgia towards Twister from 1996. As far as movies were concerned, it was easily some of the most memorable marketing of my childhood. Poster, the ads with the cow flying across the screen. On top of that, it's just a pretty great disaster flick that I never assumed was ever going to get a sequel. I mean, decades had passed by, but here we are, a sequel to Twister. As storm season intensifies, a retired tornado chaser and meteorologist are persuaded to return to Oklahoma to work with a new team and new technologies as terrifying phenomena never seen before are unleashed upon them. Oftentimes with legacy sequels, as we're seeing more and more of them these days, there's always some level of caution going in. Every now and then you'll get a great one like a Top Gun Maverick, but for every great one, there's a handful of them that are usually not as good as the original, or they're just downright bad. Interestingly, with Twisters, I really like their approach. There are some fun callbacks to the original Twister, but it doesn't ever attempt to shoehorn in things from the original film, choosing instead to develop a energetic, thrilling story of its own. In many ways, the film reminded me a lot of those old-fashioned style adventures, the ones from back when disaster flicks were a staple of the summer blockbuster season, since the overall spectacle of it all in Twisters is phenomenal. The danger factor is heightened greatly thanks to these tornadoes being intense and absolutely massive. There's a multitude of visceral action set pieces, which really helps make this journey exhilarating, ambitious, and in some ways I'd even say it's kind of scary, the types of danger storm chasing, whether it be willingly or otherwise. Besides all of the disaster film mayhem, a large reason why Twisters works so well is due to how grounded many of the elements are as far as the story surrounding the tornadoes. Lee Issac Chung is no stranger to bringing a lot of humanity, heart, and charm to the characters in his films. His most recent film, Minari, was a great example of that, which is very interesting how he went from a film like Minari to something like Twisters, this big disaster film. Manages to get so much out of this incredible ensemble cast. We start to peel back the layers of these characters, digging more into their motivations, touching upon more serious topics like grief and loss. You start to become far more invested in why they have these storm-chasing aspirations. Daisy Edgar Jones is a fantastic anchor to this cast. I really liked her character a lot overall. She brings a fun, likable presence to this character that's reluctantly sucked back into tornado chasing. She works brilliantly playing off of Glen Powell, who will most likely, and somewhat deservedly so, get most of the attention, since the character of Tyler Owens is the major standout here. At this point, I think it's safe to say that Glen Powell has shifted into a new level of superstardom as an actor. He brings this all-around magnetism and charm to every sequence that he's in as this tornado-wrangling cowboy. That's just the pure definition of cool. There's this all-around electric chemistry between him and Daisy Edgar Jones that drives a lot of the best parts of the story as the plot progresses. Between Anyone But You, Hitman, and now Twisters, I completely buy into Glen Powell as a leading man. As I said though, the ensemble cast all around is one of the major standouts here. It's very much in the same vein as the original film, which had an extremely memorable supporting cast along with Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt. Whether it's Anthony Ramos, Brandon Perea, Maura Tierney, even David Cornsweet, who I completely forgot was in this movie until he popped up on screen. Each and every one of them had their moments to shine and made a memorable impression. Another detail about Twisters that I hope others praise as well is the immaculate sound design. Much of it adds many layers to the devastation that these tornadoes are inflicting on the environments. I didn't see the film in IMAX or Dolby, unfortunately, but I feel like the sound design probably would be even better in those environments. Now, it is inevitable that the film is going to be compared in many ways to the original Twister from 1996. I've already done so myself. I do appreciate just how different they are in many ways. In comparison to Twister, I do think these stakes are much larger in Twisters. Regardless, however, both of these movies are thrill rides with some similarities, of course. The characters in this have far different ambitions, why they chase storms that is equally engaging. Overall, though, Twisters is a legacy sequel done right. It stands on its own as an exhilarating, action-packed summer blockbuster that brings a bit of everything to the table with an all-around excellent ensemble of charming characters. It's almost perfectly engineered as the go-to fun summer blockbuster, a film that you sit down in the theater and just have a genuinely fun time watching the disaster flick unfold in front of you. It's nothing groundbreaking as far as the action genre is concerned, but if you do check out the film, I think you're gonna have a pretty fun time with it. Once you get a chance to check out Twisters, make sure you share your thoughts down below. What'd you think of the film? Did you like the film? Did you not like the film? Show your thoughts down below, because the fun is in that conversation with you guys in the comments section. Thank you guys, as always, sharing out videos. I always do appreciate it. Make sure you like on the video, and also subscribe to the channel so you update reviews, reactions, unboxings, and more. Till next time, I'll see you guys later.